Now let us begin with studying a very important probability distribution for a discrete random variable that is called as binomial distribution. Now to understand binomial distribution, we have to first understand one term that is called as Bernoulli trials. Now here is the definition of Bernoulli trials. Basically it is a trial which satisfies certain conditions mentioned here. Right, so here goes the definition. If for a random experiment the number of trials is finite, the trials are independent of each other, each trial has only two possible outcomes called as success and failure, and lastly probabilities of success and failure remain constant in all the trials. If all these conditions are met, then the trials are called as the Bernoulli trials. Alright. So now if we consider certain random variable which is present in some given random experiment such that these four conditions are met. So in that case, the probability distribution followed by that random variable is called as the binomial distribution. Right, so now let us go ahead and see the concept of binomial distribution. So if a discrete random variable x is defined as number of successes obtained in n number of Bernoulli trials, then x follows the binomial distribution given by probability of x to have small x number of successes is equal to ncx p raised to x into q raised to n minus x, where p and q are the probabilities of success and failure respectively. Alright, so that means given certain number of Bernoulli trials n, we want to know what is the chance that we will get say x number of successes out of n number of trials. So that probability is given by this particular formula. Now the reason that it is called as binomial distribution, because if we look at the formula, it is coming from the formula for general term in the binomial theorem, in which we find the expansion of a plus b raised to n. Alright, so now let's take an example, and with the help of that we will derive this particular formula of binomial distribution. Alright. Now here to derive the formula for binomial distribution, let us consider the example of tossing of say 3 coins, and we define the random variable x as number of heads. So this is the example that we are taking. Now we know that x will assume any one of these four values, that is we may get no head, one head, two heads, or all the three heads. Now let's think which outcomes indicate that there is no head. Alright, so here it means that when all the three are tails, we get absolutely no head. That means together there is just one outcome, because we know that the set of these three results constitutes one outcome. Now to count the number of outcomes, although we know that it is equal to 1, how that 1 comes? That is because, see, we want 0 successes out of total 3 trials, because we are tossing of 3 coins. Out of 3 coins, 0 coin can be selected for 0 success is nothing but in how many ways that can be done? In 3C0 ways, which is no doubt equal to 1. Right? Now if we have all the 3 as failures because we have got no success, that means probability of each failure will be nothing but q into q into q, because all the trials are independent. So probability of entire outcome is nothing but product of individual probabilities. So that gives us the final probability of this particular case as q cube. Alright. Now let's consider the second possibility, that is we may get exactly one head. Now since we are having 3 coins, to get one head it might be any one of the 3 coins that will give us head. So in how many ways that can be done? That can be done of course in 3C1 ways. That means in 3 ways. So this tells that there are total 3 outcomes which are going to give us exactly 1 head. And we know that because it might be either the first coin to give us head, or it might be the second coin to give the head, or it might be the last coin to give the head. So therefore there are 3 possible outcomes. Now if you look at each outcome, since it has 1 success and 2 failures, so therefore probability of 1 success is P and probability of 2 failures is Q into Q. Alright, and since there are 3 outcomes, so 3 into P into Q into Q, so that finally gives us the total probability of this case as 3PQ square. Alright, now similarly moving on, to have 2 heads out of total 3 coins tossed, that can be done in 3C2 ways, which is once again 3. So now to have 2 heads, we know that it can be either on first and second coin, or it can be on first and third coin, or it can be on the second and third coin to give us 2 heads. Now once again, for each of this particular outcome we have 2 successes, so we have P into P, and we have only 1 failure, that is just 1 times Q. So P square Q is multiplied 3 times because there are 3 such outcomes. So finally we get for this particular case the probability as 3P square Q. And lastly, to have all the 3 successes, that means we have all the 3 coins to give us head, which is nothing but 3C3, so that is nothing but only 1 outcome. And since all the coins give us success, we have the corresponding probability as nothing but product of P, P and P, right? So which is nothing but equal to P cube. So now if we look at the values of the probabilities, you will realize that these terms are nothing but the terms in the expansion of P plus Q the whole cube. And when we expand this particular cube using binomial theorem, we know that we are going to get these particular values for every case. So therefore, in general, the probability of X number of successes can be now generalized. Alright. So now let us see and derive the pattern. That is, if we have, say for example, we consider the first case, that is when we had 0 successes. Alright, in the probability we did not have any term in P. Alright, so I can still write that as P raised to 0, because when P is not apparent, I can still write that as P raised to 0, which is nothing but 1. And we know from the binomial theorem that sum of indices of the 2 terms in the binomial expansion is always equal to the index. So that means here we are correctly getting that 0 plus 3 equal to 3. Okay. Now if you go to the next case, that is number of successes is 1. So here we get index of P as 1 and hence index of Q is 2, and the first coefficient 3 is nothing but 3C1. Alright. So therefore based on that, now we can derive the formula as probability of having random variable to assume X number of successes is nothing but the first coefficient given in all the terms is nothing but the combinatorial coefficient, which is nothing but NCX. Okay. Now followed by the probability of success will have the same index as the number of successes, and hence the probability of failure will have the index as N minus X. So which is nothing but the formula to calculate probability of X number of successes for a random variable that follows the binomial distribution.